welcome to God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson. Reach him at godsfiveminutes@gmail.com. Now, here's Ed Wilson with God's 5 Minutes.
Hello, friends. David wrote in the 71st Psalm, I am as a wonder unto many, but thou art my strong refuge. Let my mouth be filled with thy praise and with thy honor all the day. The Hebrew word translated wonder is one of those expressions that has a broad range of meaning, and the idea of being amazing or a curiosity captures only one of them. People who serve the living God do appear as something to behold to the world round about, but they are many things more than that. In the King James Version of the Bible, the word is translated wonder 25 times, sign 8 times, and twice as miracle. The deeper meaning of the word is divine act or a special display of divine power, as when Moses' rod became a snake and devoured the magician's rods. The word also means a sign from God, as when he caused the sun to go backward at Hezekiah's request. So David's sentence can be taken to mean that he was seen by many as a sort of prodigy. For instance, he began his ascent into manhood as a lowly shepherd, one of the most menial of tasks in the Israel of his day. But this unlikely beginning was studded with exceptional events, making him remarkable first among his own brothers and then to all the world. He was called from the pasture where his sheep fed to be anointed king of Israel. He grabbed a lion by the beard and killed it. He used a rock to kill a bear and sealed his boyhood by laying low mighty Goliath. Besides that, he is himself an example or a sign of what God makes of a person who chooses to follow him and obey his laws. Salvation made David a different person than the world about him, someone to be looked on as odd or different because his interests and desires were not in sync with selfish and ambitious passions of others who were willing to try to walk to high office upon the heads of their fellows. Throughout his ascendancy and reign as a God-chosen king of Israel, he was continually contested, plotted against, and envied by a seemingly endless queue of power-hungry souls willing to do anything to be seated on his throne. Well, isn't that exactly what we see most often among those who would rule us today? Always and forever they speak of the good they intend to benefit us with if we only support their candidacy, but all too often, when rewarded with our trust, they prove to have no purpose higher than their own aggrandizement. So many of the qualities and experiences that mark David's life are in reality not unique to him. They belong to the Christian. We can't all be kings of Israel, nor should we be. But we can each experience a divine change of heart that makes us kind, unselfish, not looking only on our own things, but also on the needs and concerns of others. Believers will find John's admonition not to love the world, nor the things that are in the world, a fit pattern for life, and our affections get shifted from earthly delights to heavenly blessings. People who are embittered, filled with resentment and hatreds, become forgiving and compassionate. Those who have wronged others become concerned for those wronged persons' souls and go about seeking to restore the pledge. The beautiful mystery that makes this wonderful change occur is shown in the second clause of the verse, Thou art my refuge. A Christian is like a person who has found a great treasure that is hidden in a field, who, when he buys a field, what he does next is incomprehensible to the old farmer who owned it first. He doesn't hitch up his mule and spend the day from sunrise to dark, toiling and spinning in the hot sun. He sits relaxed in the shade, enjoying a glass of lemonade, listening to the birds sing. Why try to scrabble a few dollars out of digging around, planting seeds, and hoping for a harvest when one has millions? In just the same way, why try to find a little happiness in the wearying, deceitful delights of the flesh when one has an inner peace, a new heart with new, gracious, tender desires that produce a clear conscience? Friend, if you haven't done so, please take God for your refuge, and have you talked to Him today?
You have been listening to God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson. Reach him by email at godsfiveminutes@gmail.com. Tune in next time to hear more encouraging thoughts from God's Word on God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson.